kind of what I'm trying to get at, though, is you're saying, well, Brian, you're complaining, and I guess what I'm just trying to point out is I think both men and women are very dissatisfied with the current dating landscape, and I think there's differences. Women are upset about it for certain reasons. Men are upset about it for certain reasons. What I think is happening, though, is that there are men that are just totally zeroed out of the dating marketplace. Now you could say, well, women aren't desirous of, like, it's not something women want is casual sex, but like when it comes to loneliness, I mean, we can make an argument that like men are the ones who are encountering like genuine loneliness to the point that they don't even get a drop of attention from women. They can't even get a date. They can't get a text back. They can't get anything. Whereas a woman, she could be overweight, unattractive, and could get laid. We had a girl on the show. Granted, she's a self-confessed sex addict, but she was, I'm not trying to be mean to her, unremarkable woman, right? She was overweight, and she was saying, yeah, I was fucking like 6 dudes a day.
Those are, okay. We have to recognize
her male looks equivalent, like you put her male body, overweight, not attractive, that guy is struggling to even get a text back.
I think what we also see here is there's women too who are, involuntary celibate who struggle as well. Yes, there is.
No.
Yes, there is.
A woman cannot be involuntarily celibate.
Yes, she can.
Nope.
Yeah. Because she has standards. Nope. Just because she has standards.
That's not involuntarily
celibate. Yes, it is. Because she wouldn't sleep with the homeless man on the corner.
That's voluntarily celibate.
I mean, to the extent of because we have to go in more into definition of what we make involuntary. Whatever, that's not the point.
Well, celibate has to do with sex.
That's not my statement.
Well, if she wants a relationship,
okay, that's not the point of my overall statement.
Would the guy sleep with the homeless girl on the street?
Possibly, honestly. Probably. They would sleep with even dead bodies. So that's why it makes it a little bit different on what we consider involuntary. But my overall point, though, is
well, okay, but even if you remove homeless people,
hold on, let me finish.
Remove fucking homeless people.
Let me finish. The reason why we see this though we see women who break through this barrier than men because it's mostly men who have kinks, right? So a lot of those, I'm not joking. A lot of these men, not to discredit her, I'm sure she's a beautiful woman who still has men who want her for her. But a lot of these men.
Mike Davis is coming to interrupt you.
$100. Women have it on easy mode because you simps set the settings on that mode. I look at most women like a corpse walking. Entirely irrelevant. I'm
Mike
married
Davis.
to the money.
Mike Davis.
The only broads I can handle are those who don't speak the same language.
Thank you, Mike Davis, for your...
Anyways.
Is he sure he's not gay? That sounds like a him problem.
Wait, Mike Davis, she is saying that you are a gay man. Confirm or deny. Are you...
All I have to say is if you hate women that much that you can't even stand to hear them talk, that might be a you issue.
Oh.
Or it might be that, yeah.
Wait, okay, Kiko, go ahead with your... Oh, wow, okay, Brandon Mills.
Brandon Mills donated $99. FR, I've been single for almost a year now, and the only notifications I get on my phone are iOS updates.
Yo, okay,
I can tell you one thing that's wrong with you, Brandon.
Brandon Mills, he's been on the show. Were you there, Priya, the day that Brandon was here? Yeah, Brandon's been on the show, and
it's because you're consuming
he's like a
this
normal.
red pill
No,
shit,
it's
man.
not. It's
yes,
not
it
because
is.
of that. It's not because of that.
It is. You want to
There's
say
not
that
a
because obviously you want
correlation.
them to keep consuming it, but that, if anything, what's happening on our hookup culture, this red pill, blue pill shit,
this is
really
the
hindering
decline,
men and how
they
they think they should react and treat and speak to women is not helping them get any further in a positive way. They're declining because men like Brandon are watching men like Mike Davis, who just commented saying how he doesn't even listen to women, he just looks at us as objects. They are internalizing all of that, and we're seeing it and play out on their dating life. Just how we saw, I don't know if you guys saw the video or know who Sneeko is, and these random kids run up to him in a baseball game, and they're literally like 12-year-old little boys, and they're like, yeah, fuck women, fuck all women, we hate women. Like, kill women, kill all women. Like, that's...
And Sneeko disavows it.
He did.
Says, no, we love women.
And he looked truly shocked. And he looked disgusted because he finally realized, oh, shit, the stuff I'm saying online is actually having an effect on the youth and how they are thinking things are true.
Okay.
Especially because during COVID, these kids during COVID who lost detrimental years in social development, who were stuck in home and just reading and watching all of this crap, now have this whole image of how the world is, and it's false, and it's made up by these red pill.
But okay, you
incel
need
men.
to cite something that someone has said.
Mike
Because you're
Davis.
just
He just said it. He just paid
He's-
$100+ to say it on here in front of everybody.
Yeah, but he's not like
that was
some,
10 seconds ago.
He's not some like
Andrew Tate.
Well, we can get into some Andrew Tate stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
with the Sneeko thing, really quick, 13-year-old boys are like the biggest fucking trolls ever. Like,
Yeah,
they're
but they
gonna
are-
say
they're- you know how
they're
impressionable their
edgelords,
minds are?
They're edgelords. They're gonna say some
Oh,
like
for sure.
ridiculous shit. Thank God I didn't have fucking social media when I was 13, because I would have been saying dumb shit. Obviously, the social climate.
But
has
I don't remember when
changed
I was
greatly.
13, the boys in my class going around saying "fuck women, we hate all women, kill all women." That was never happening. That's a very
Okay, but-
dangerous
Yeah.
mindset to start
But
developing.
you're taking one interaction with this kid coming up to Sneeko being like,
It was three of
who's
them.
Maybe, okay, it's 3. That's not representative of the millions of boys that are out there.
Yes, but it's you can't discredit though the effect it's having on people.
You said to give a specific
Example.
instance.
I just gave you
Bam,
one.
That's the
That's
specific
not
example.
evidence, but in the evidence you were saying that, well, these red pill guys, they're teaching all this stuff. Sneeko in the video disavows and said,
But
I
that-
don't think that.
Yes,
We love women.
But that's not what he's saying when he's up all there on Fresh and Fit. The things that's coming out of his
What is
mouth
he
are
saying?
very
What
different.
is he saying? What
I
is he
can't. I
saying?
don't really watch the content, but I'll see it every once in a while.
Okay, so
some
let's-
pretty insane things.
What
Or
were-
Zerka.
okay.
How about Zerka?
John Zerka is a professional troll.
Okay, but it doesn't
He's
matter.
A troll.
These 13-year-old boys do not understand that. They can't conceptualize that. Well,
That's
they just hear
content
what they're.
for
They
18
just
years
hear,
old. Like, I think that content is for 18 years and older.
But that's not. A lot of them aren't. It's. Yes, 18 plus is consuming it, but we can't
Okay, so,
stop
okay.
the other ones. And even
Woe
18-year-old is
is
still
the
very bad for them to
13-year-old
start
boys
thinking that.
out there. What was
Yeah,
the
but that
original
has a-
thing? What was the original conversational thread? I want to return to that.
Wait, I have a question. Do you think Andrew Tate and like all of them are teaching like bad things about women? Do you think so? Yeah.
You
They're
know
not
what? We
teaching
have a
good
Tate
things
video.
about-
Nick, can you
Yeah.
pull up a Tate video?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
think so?
I
We'll pull
think
up the Tate
some of the
video
things that Andrew
related
Tate
to our
says is
last
good.
thing.
Like when he tells men to like, get in the gym and who are sad to focus on themselves and things like that. I think it's very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
He literally teaches men the way that to make money is to basically be a pimp, to
So-
pimp
Oh
out
my
women
God.
for their
Okay,
own
well, let's not-
benefit.
we're
and
not gonna
use.
get into the-
like that's
the-
not okay.
the-
That's not good.
But that's an important part of who he is as a person. And if that is he is as a person and that is your role model, that is clearly going to have a negative effect on young men who are on the internet and they are lonely, like you said. And so they're looking for this sense of comfort. Where do they go? Oh, they see this guy who is hooking up with all of
Dating
these
advice
women
show.
and he's telling them, well, this is what you gotta do. Like, this is exactly what's gonna get you women. It is not gonna get you women acting like that. Acting like a big old misogynist is not gonna get you women. You know what? Maybe it'll get you some. Maybe you'll get lucky and there'll be some woman who doesn't care.
Get you a pearl.
You
I
can
don't-
get yourself a pearl.
I don't think he does that. I
Right.
think actually he like tells women to raise their standards so men cannot start acting more like men and not like simps.
He mostly
that's what
talks
he
to
seems-
men though. He doesn't
Yeah.
really direct his conversations.
Okay, we could
to
probably have
women.
a very long-winded conversation about Tate and all the things he said and done, etc.
Tate's not even my biggest thing. Tate's the
return.
Donald Trump of red pill sphere. He saw a place, he saw a way to make money, he saw an industry of lonely men and saw a way to market off of them, and that's exactly what he's doing. Just like how Trump saw he could do that to the Republicans. It's the exact same thing.
Tate is a response. Tate is a response to it's a pendulum swinging the other way.
Response to what?
You have like you're talking about misogyny. You have this insane misandry in society where there's hatred. Yeah, I know you're fucking smiling and smirking. There's an insane hatred and contempt of men in society.
I don't. Okay.
Men no longer. I mean, it's you often talk about portrayals in the media, for example. How often is it the case that men are portrayed as like the dummy in all these like mainstream social medias? You look at any commercial, it's the dumb, goofy fucking husband, and then the wife, who's making all the decisions and blah blah blah. There's these really negative portrayals in men. Look at any sitcom in the past 20 years. You go back to Friends, you go back to Seinfeld. There are no good representations of strong masculine, like good masculine men. But okay, and then when it comes to the misandry, you basically have feminism, which is seeped into pretty much every sort of system in this country. If look at universities, for example, right? Every single university has a women's studies, a gender studies, a feminist studies program.
Women's studies.
UCSB has a women's studies program.
We
It's
have
gender studies.
Okay, maybe they changed it. It used to be women's or feminist studies.
They have a
we have a
feminist.
feminist studies.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a
Feminist
feminist
studies.
studies.
That's
In
not
every single
women's
university in this country, I think we can all argue that the the higher education system in this country, it is a system with billions of dollars of endowment and funding from the government, from donors, right? Every single university college has this basically indoctrination factory.
Of hating men?
Well,
No, I could see
okay.
the argument
No.
how we are
You
starting
take-
to
you take one
indoctrinate
of
a lot of
these-
racism
no.
and things like that. I've seen that, but when it comes to men, I don't have any classes where
What do you
we
mean?
talk about hating men.
Feminism, women's studies, gender studies is basically it's basically oppressor class oppressed. It says women are and
That's
were
feminist studies.
oppressed.
We're not all taking feminist studies, though. The people who are taking those classes probably already have those predisposed
Isn't
ideas
I think it's a
anyways.
requirement at UCSB
No, it's
to
not.
take
It's
like
not.
one
No,
class.
it's
One,
not.
Feminist?
It's not.
No, it is not.
you have to take like one gender studies class.
No, you
No,
do
you
not.
do not.
I have never
It doesn't
taken
matter.
one.
In any
Yes,
case,
It does matter,
It doesn't
'cause you're
matter.
saying it's
It does-
indoctrinating
well, okay,
people
you have
when
to
you're
take. You have to
not.
take sociology. You have to
No,
take
you
some sort of
don't.
class.
None of that's
Whatever.
required.
I don't know.
I'm a math major. I'm not going to be taking.
I went to
feminist.
UCSB for
You
4
don't have to
years.
take like
It's
the
not-
what's it called, the
Gen Ed.
Gen
Gen
Ed,
Ed.
but Gen Ed is not
it's
part
a
of.
Doesn't
broad
matter.
range.
The one like that, the one that
It
you're
doesn't
referring
matter.
to
It does matter.
is like
You're
It doesn't
saying
matter.
it
considered-
does.
It would be considered American history. That those courses fall under
Yeah.
like our American history disciplinary or whatever course.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not required at all to take a single gender studies course.
You have a
for
select
any
list of
sort.
classes that you can choose from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and none of them have to be
It's
anything related
offered.
to gender studies, and there's not many that are offered either.
I'm
It's
sure for a
very
specific
limited.
major it is required, but
Feminist
Yeah.
studies is the only major that's required.
Yeah.
And sociology, just take a
required.
sociology course.
Okay, but we're sitting.
that's
Okay,
it.
fine. It's not a
Disemboweled.
requirement at UCSB to take a feminist studies class. In any case, it
And
does
we're a very
nothing.
liberal school.
It does nothing to refute my point that in every single university and college in this country there is a gender studies, a feminist studies, etc.
What's wrong with that?
program.
And
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Right, which is basic, and but not only that, like the whole. Okay, most universities probably lean a bit more liberal. There's a feminist indoctrination related to universities. Let's see, media institutions, news institutions, government institutions are steeped in this feminist thought.
Not really, because most of our things are written by men. Like that's literally we have to.
HR departments are almost entirely staffed by women. Those
I'm
are the
not-
people that
that's
are going to
not
be
what I'm saying.
hiring
I'm saying
you.
our education system, majority of the books we are reading, majority of the content we are consuming is written by men. That's
What
why we
the-
have a very short list. We literally it was.
What does,
it
what
was-
does that? If it's about some sort of
If we're
hard
learning
science,
everything
if we're
written
lear-
by men, then men are the ones who are deciding what we're learning. So how is it women? Why would
what,
they be
what
ones?
does it what does it matter if we're talking about math, which is math is undisputed. You cannot. There's no opinions on math. Math is fact. Physics is fact. Does the reality of what math is or what physics is or what chemistry is change because a man wrote the
That's
textbook?
not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying you were saying that our education system is indoctrinating us to hate men, but I'm saying the things that we learn in the university is mostly written by men. So
You go
that
to
doesn't
school,
make sense.
you go to university, men are the oppressor, women are oppressed. There's a patriarchy.
What?
You
What
go
are you
you go
talking about?
to you go to a liberal
Do
university.
you guys get what I'm saying?
You
Yeah,
go
yeah.
you-
Like we literally, it was a requirement only once throughout my whole 4 years of high school. We had one little section where it was like we read books that weren't written by white men. Like it's a very known thing that majority of our education system is written by white men. So I don't understand how it would be indoctrinating us to hate men when we are learning off of what they wrote in their discoveries.
Just to tack on to that, I also think it's delusional to pretend like misandry is so prevalent, and also, even if it was super prevalent, that it's equivalent to misogyny.
And most of those women are lesbians and stuff anyways. Who
Yeah,
wouldn't even wanna
there's
date
a very
men
like on
anyway,
that
so-
spectrum of like feminists. There's a very far
Third
like
wave,
they're
yeah.
on every like problem. There's always a very far spectrum that you're kind of making seem like generalized. Yeah, some girls think like that, but that's on every controversial topic. There's always those people that are very
That's the
far
mainstream.
on the spectrum.
No,
it is
It is
not.
not
the main,
mainstream.
no,
That's like
the
blue
mainstream.
hair, that's
no.
blue hair.
The mainstream narrative.
binary, all that
No,
bullshit.
this
That's
is
not
this
how
is
most
like
women think.
this is mainstream narrative. There's the patriarchy. Men are oppressors. Women are oppressed. This is like mainstream feminism. This
Yeah,
is not
I
like
think-
radical feminism. That is what
Yeah,
they teach
most women
in
though aren't
university
even
in
feminism
classes.
anymore.
Yeah.
Most women aren't third wave feminists. That's the thing we're trying to tell you though.
If you're a liberal woman, you're probably going to consider yourself a feminist.
Yes, but feminism is a range. To most women,
okay.
what
Like
they
radical
consider
feminism
feminism isn't hating men.
Yeah,
What
there's
is
radical
feminism?
feminism.
What is
there's
feminism?
third wave
Well,
feminism.
Explain to me what feminism is.
Equality between genders.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yes,
it's
it
not.
is.
That's what
Yes.
It's not.
Well,
It's not.
that's the-
Feminism. No.
You're going off of radical feminism that
It's
most
not.
people
No,
don't
no, no, no.
believe in. That's like the blue-haired freaking like Destiny fans maybe, but that's
Nope.
not the majority of women. Do not even liberal women. The
Wait,
majority
do
of liberal women do not
do you
think
think
that way.
feminism is equality?
Yes, that is what it
That's,
is.
that's
That
what
is
it
my
originally,
definition.
originally was.
Originally, it was, but not
Originally,
not
but
anymore.
now it's been like construed into this different thing. But that's by people that believe that. Because if you're like saying like, oh, women deserve more rights or more power, then you're going back until the argument that like men had the power.
Yeah.
So
women
like,
actually, we have a lot of rights that men don't have.
Yeah.
In a lot of things, which
Like, I just want
like
to
in anything, like if you go to a court, you're gonna have more rights than a man.
Yeah.
Like
For what?
like if
For
a
the
kid,
child,
if
for
you're
the
if
child,
you're a
with- for
divorce,
money,
the
for
kid
anything.
mostly goes with the mom.
There's
But-
there is a bias in the family court system,
Yes.
and also, I mean, if we're talking about
That's not the bias I'm
disproportion,
talking
if
about.
we're talking about, you often
It's
hear.
not law though.
If we're talking about disproportional sentencing, men
Mike
are more
Davis
likely to get
donated
convicted and
$100.
face higher,
What women say
longer
they want versus
prison
what they
sentences.
think they want versus what they actually respond to is a whole different story.
Hey, listen to Mike Davis.
Never ask the fish how to fish. You ask the fisherman. As an alpha, trust that to get women you have to treat them like the garbage they are.
I love what my
Wow.
boyfriend
yeah,
said.
that is
Mike
that is
Davis,
terrible.
hold
You
on,
see,
Mike
that
Davis,
is
you are
terrible.
not helping
Yeah.
my fucking case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what
Exactly.
happens is that I understand about the mainstream media that you're talking about. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to put Andrew Tate and Trump in a terrible position. If you really like go in and look at the videos of them speaking, it will change your perception completely of them.
No,
It will
I'm not saying
I've seen
like
his
I'm.
videos.
You've seen like a lot of his
I-
videos because
I
I
don't
see a lot
need
of them and I'm like, wow.
I don't
Like
need
I
to
wish.
see a lot of his videos is the thing. Why would I need to continue watching this content where he's like clearly grifting just to get views and clicks, and it's a lot of it is this asking women about their body count. It's making women feel less than.
can talk about that.
It is degrading all of
He's not talking
it's-
about that.
Yes, he is.
Here, we'll pull up a video.
Do you see
Yeah.
Andrew Tate when he goes and does these interviews with other men? Like, do you not do you
Here.
watch those?
I've seen it.
Let's-
I've seen
hold
it
on,
a
Like,
hold on,
lot.
stop,
those
stop, stop.
negate
Hey,
anything
we're gonna.
good that he does.
We can react to an Andrew Tate video later.